Hey guys, it's Rico. I'm one half of two dudes, and today we're going to be talking about market and product saturation. So the big thing is with e-commerce, there's a couple platforms that everyone's trying to sell on: Amazon, Shopify, and eBay. Now we don't really do too much of eBay. eBay is mainly for our returns that we get from our Amazon business, and we sell them on eBay or Craigslist, depending on what they are and if it's for a local market. But Shopify and Amazon are the two big heavy hitters right now, where everyone's trying to start an Amazon FBA store. Everyone's trying to start a Shopify store and make that elusive, seven-figure income, which is extremely difficult, by the way, extremely difficult. Not impossible, but for the average person, gonna be impossible. You have to have a ton of money. You have to have great brand recognition. It's just very, very difficult. But, with these delusions of grandeur, that everyone's getting, everyone's talking about it, it's on the tip of everyone's tongues. Now you have several people, a day getting into that. I'm pretty sure if you talk to your friends or your neighbors, loved ones, whatever, someone's trying some form of e-commerce. If you have thousands of new stores popping up every day between, those two major platforms, how are you gonna sell? How are you gonna be able to beat people out? And with people taking courses that has the same and learning the same material that the next person's learning, in some of those courses they're talking about, like, you should be selling in the pet niche, specifically cats, or you should be selling this, you should be doing print on demand. Well, at some point there comes a level of saturation, and that's not to say that you won't be able to sell anything, but if so many people are learning the same thing and then trying to sell the same things and set up their stores the exact same way, you're not differentiating yourself. And that's something that we talk to our students about. That's something that, when I'm trying to help my clients set up their Amazon stores and get them ready for success, I'm like, hey, look, this is strictly for you. Like, it's not a cookie cutter method. And, even, down the line when we release our course, it's not going to be cookie cutter. You guys are going to be able to talk to us. You'll be able to reach out to us and ask questions so we can help you differentiate yourselves. But, back to the point at hand with the saturation, I know for a fact that there's more stores popping up in the beauty niche than ever before. And, with all the makeup tutorials and all those things that are going on, people want to get into that market. So one of my clients, she's in the beauty niche, and she was worried. She was terrified to start an Amazon store. Now, mind you, she had been researching, for 6-7 months prior to this about e-commerce and how to sell her products and all this stuff. And she had just never done it until we linked up and we got everything going. In order to differentiate herself, I was like, hey, look, there's not a one size fits all. What's right for your brand is not going to be right for the next person. So what was right for her was branding these particular products together, bundling them together and creating something of value, creating something that wasn't in the market space. So when we went to Amazon and looked for that particular product, there were sellers in there, but no one was selling what she had in mind to bundle. Literally no one. And that's something that I try to coach everyone who comes in contact with us, who wants that help. I'm like, look, you need to do something that no one else is doing. Even if it's the same product, you need to be adding value that no one else is adding. And that's what she did. So in a crowded space where there were multiple sellers and sellers that were doing $20,000 and $30,000, she was able to break through and get her first sale within like 10 hours. I think we set it up, we went through, we got all her information, got the supplier, got everything worked out, and got the listing up. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was exhausted, by the way. So 3 o'clock in the morning, we're like, all right, everything's done. I got you set up, we're good. And, I was expecting her to make sales in about 24 hours. Well, literally 10 hours later, she ended up getting her first three or four sales. And it's, been like clockwork ever since. She's been selling for about 30 days now in a pretty crowded niche, and she's gonna do about 2,500 to 3,000 if I'm not mistaken. So, guys, like, you don't have to do massive numbers, and this is just off one product. She's listed more products. This one product is gonna do 2,500 to 3,000 within her first 30 days, and it's all because it's bundled and it's marketed a certain type of way. And this is without any ad spend, guys, because when you first start on Amazon, when you're first drop shipping, you do not have the buy box for your own product, so you can't run PPC. So it's kind of detrimental, to starting the Amazon dropshipping business, at least that particular business model, because you can't run paid traffic. But as long as you follow the steps that we're teaching you, you can get sales every single day like clockwork. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If you're gonna beat out the saturation that's coming in the market, within the next year and a half, we see Shopify just absolutely blowing up, and it being almost impossible to get into and make a six-figure income for the average person. With Amazon, there's still room for it because it can be a little bit more expensive to get into FBA, to get into Amazon dropshipping, because you're not getting paid, 2 or 3 days later like you would with Shopify. You're getting paid like 2-3 weeks later. So that's a barrier for entry. But, if you look at one of our other videos, I'll put a link in the description below, we use this tool, actually this company that gives us daily payouts. So we don't have to wait those 2-3 weeks, which in turn means we can reinvest that money into more products, So as you're growing, and usually on Amazon when you're drop shipping, it's not going to be a gradual slope. It's this, like you just spike up and then, you hold there for a while because you're adding, so many products, which is the benefit of Amazon drop shipping. And that's something that I highly recommend to avoid the saturation. So if you pick a niche, there's products within that niche that are going to be kind of saturated, but you can do what we call private label drop shipping, which is in another video that, we talk about on how you do it. You get into private label drop shipping and you bundle your products together, make it your own, or get a supplier to, add a unique spin on it, put your logo, your label, all types of things. And since you're providing a better value than the next person, congratulations, you're going to get all those sales. So you can get into a market where someone who's making $10, $15, $20,000 in revenue every month, you can disrupt that seller. If they're king of the hill, but they're not bundling or they're not providing the value that you can provide, congratulations, you're now the king of the hill. Now you go from being on the third page to being on the first page, being the first listing on the first page without any ad spend. That's going to be another thing we talk about as far as getting the buy box. We actually have a video on getting the buy box on our channel. With Amazon, you don't necessarily need that paid traffic to overcome the saturation. With Shopify, to beat the next guy, to beat that saturation, you have to spend more than he does. And that's not necessarily the case with Amazon. When you go to Amazon, you're going to buy, maybe window shop, but typically you go to Amazon to buy, and it's the world's largest marketplace. So why not, give your products the best chance for success? You have natural traffic coming there. You can beat a saturated niche. The beauty niche is becoming saturated just because so many people are talking about it. There's products in there that are just oversaturated. That's very, very difficult to move. If you follow the tips and the guidelines that we put out, you will definitely be successful. We have never, ever had a student that has not sold anything. Now, there's tons of gurus out there that are like, oh my God, we're not guaranteeing that, you're gonna sell anything, you could put all your money into Amazon and make no money. We have never, not once, had someone not sell anything. We've never had a student, start and 3 months later not be able to make at least $1,000, with their products. Like there's just no way it doesn't happen. And we make sure that we overcome that saturation. Even us, even me and Dan, when we got into the niches that we're in, we came into a crowded playing field. There was other sellers selling the exact same product. And when we started, we were literally on the 7th page. Like when you looked us up, we started, first day one, we were on the 7th page, but we offered value. So Amazon, what people really don't understand is Amazon will test your listings all over the place. So they might put you on the first page, they might put you on the second page, the third page, whatever, as a new seller to kind of figure out where you fit in. So you don't necessarily have to do the giveaways and all that stuff when you're drop shipping because it gets pricey. And you don't have that inventory at Amazon, right off the bat. which we don't recommend doing giveaways and stuff when you're dropshipping because there's absolutely no need, because you have all the time in the world to get your products, your listings seasoned and get them to rank up. But we, like I said, we started on the 7th page, and within 45 days, we were on the 1st page, and it was beautiful to watch our listings in a crowded marketplace, mind you, with at least 20 other sellers for the exact same thing. We were able to go from 7th page all the way to the 1st page. And now we get sales like clockwork. Now we have the buy box for our products because Amazon did their audit of our account and made sure that we were good sellers, made sure our metrics were good, that our customers were happy. And now we have the buy box so we can run paid advertisement. But even now we run very, very, very little paid advertisement. We run about $35 a day during the week, and then on the weekends we bump it up to around 60, 70 because the weekends is generally where people buy a lot more. So during the week, $30, $35, depending on the day. Mondays is generally a little bit lower because most people aren't buying on Mondays. And usually Monday is our lower revenue day, so we might only do, like 15, 1600 on a Monday, so we're like, oh my God, and we look at each other and go, God, Dan, it's so slow, we're not making any money. So really we're crying over, $1,500, $1,600, which is kind of stupid to think about. But, when you start dropshipping and you have good listings and lots of listings, you can routinely see $2,000, $3,000 days, and it's beautiful. It's tiresome because you got to place all those orders at the end of the day, with your suppliers, because unless you hire somebody, a virtual assistant, or have a friend do it for you, you're the one who's handling all that. But anyway, man, that's just my thoughts on how to overcome saturation. Those are the things that we do to get our students to be successful. We don't want to see anyone fail. And not everyone can do this. Not everyone's going to succeed. But for the people that try, we do our very best to make sure that you sell. Now, we can't promise that you're going to be the next 6-figure sellers like we are within 90 days. But what we can promise you is that you will sell. You will get some form of sales. We're not just going to leave you out in the cold and be like, oh my goodness, sorry, bro, you're not getting any sales. We don't know what's wrong. Typically, we'll know what's wrong if you're not getting any sales. And it's either A, you tried to rush it, you didn't follow you didn't follow the guidelines for products research and all that stuff. And there's other gurus that are going to make it, that make product research out to be this ridiculously long process. And for FBA only guys, it is, because you're spending a lot of money to get things just right. With dropshipping, we have a few guidelines, and that's one of our other videos on how to pick winning products, but you don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel. You follow our guidelines and you're all but guaranteed to get sales within like the first few days. I mean, don't just have one listing like, my client did with her beauty stuff. That's typically that doesn't happen. Typically, you're not going to start killing it with one product. She got really lucky because it was a space that's trending right now. And that's another thing, if your niche is getting saturated, but you see a trend coming in that niche, jump on it. Ride that wave, because you'll go from being, at the bottom of the pile to the very top if you're one of the first adopters. So that helps beat out some of your saturation as well. So again, guys, the markets are definitely getting saturated. That's just the nature of the beast. I think Amazon added hundreds of thousands of new sellers last year. So it's definitely getting more popular. Like I said, with Shopify, everyone seems to be talking about it. You can just look at all the videos that are coming out on it. We do Shopify and we talk about it. We'll go into more detail. For the guys that want to know our methods to making money with Shopify. But it's basically the same thing with Amazon. To Shopify, we mimic what we do on one. With the other, and that's how we continuously get sales without having to do too much. We're not just like, oh yeah, here, just run to this particular product, because people are getting smart. Shopify stores are becoming the hot trend. I'm pretty sure you guys see tons of ads on Facebook, and it's just very difficult to do that. A couple of years ago when we first started, we're like, yeah, man, you could just run ads to this product and we're getting paid. But now, not so much. Now, we had to revamp our whole strategy. Now we're running a funnel to get people to our Shopify store, and that's where it's going. Now with Amazon, you don't necessarily have to do that yet because there's so much natural traffic. Like I said, people are going to shop, whenever they go visit Amazon. People aren't necessarily looking for your store to go shop, so that's a whole nother can of worms. Guys, we hope you're safe, have a good time on this lovely Monday. I don't know if this is going to get released, on Monday, but whatever. As always, guys, there's going to be links in the description below for our free giveaways. Join our Facebook group. We drop valuable knowledge in there. We have a good time. We laugh and joke and stuff, but there's also a lot of knowledge being passed around. We do free giveaways every single week. They're absolutely free. We actually practice what we preach. We actually do sell on Amazon. We actually do make money selling on Amazon and Shopify. So we give back to the people that support us. We give back to you guys. So, get in the Facebook group, man. We can't give out stuff if we don't have people to give it out to. Also, the video game console giveaway. That's our big giveaway. So every 500 subscribers, we're giving away a free console. The link is in the description below. There's no catch. All you have to do, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check us out on Instagram, and get in the Facebook group, because that's where we announce all the winners. So we might say what's going on YouTube, but not everyone's going to catch that YouTube video. So make sure you guys are there if you want to win something. We're giving away stuff. All right, so peace out, guys. We'll check you later. Maybe me and Dan will be together in the next one. I'm not sure. It depends on our schedule. But yeah, later.